Today, we're going to do one of my favorite things to do when strawberries are in season. Strawberries are one of my favorite fruits, and so every year when they come in and are at the peak of their season, I'd like to make strawberry freezer jam. Hi, I'm Mary Catherine, and welcome to my table. And I'm going to have a little help today, actually. My daughter-in-law, EA, and I get together and do it. Not every year, but we have for several years. So anyway, today she's going to help me here in the kitchen, and we're going to make the jam. I'll just kind of briefly go over the process. First, we've got our fresh strawberries that we got from a local provider, and we will just wash and prepare our strawberries for the jam. Once we have that, we'll get our measurements just right where we add the strawberries and the sugar together. And then we also will have to be over here at the stove a little bit where we get our Sure-Gel ready. This is what's going to help the jam set up. I'm just going to tell you now, I discovered something this year. There is not the little pamphlet inserted into the box of Sure-Gel that gives you directions for any kind of jam that you want to make. In years past, it's always come in the box. You just pull it out and you pick whatever kind of jam you're making, and it will give you directions for how much fruit, how much sugar you need. It doesn't do that this year. It has some very simple measurements on the back of the box, but if you want to look up your specific jam that you're going to make, you have to go to suregel.com, and it will give you specific instructions there. So just a little tip, when you buy your Sure-Gel box, just know you're going to have to go online to get specific instructions. So I've already done that for our strawberry jam. And so we're going to get started just washing and cleaning and preparing our strawberries to make strawberry jam today. Okay, so we've started and have washed our strawberries, but let me introduce you to my daughter-in-law, EA.
Hi guys.
Elizabeth Ann, if you want to have her full name, but she goes by EA. And so anyway, we get together and do the strawberry jam most every year. Okay, so we have our strawberries washed and capped, so they're ready for the next step. We want to break them down a little bit to get them ready to make the jam. You can absolutely do this by hand. You can just crush them by hand if you want to. We're using a blender today just because it makes it a little bit quicker. But we don't want to pulverize them. We just want to break them down a little bit. So EA's just gonna hit the pulse button. Okay, that probably looks good. Okay, so that's about what we want. So we'll measure out the strawberries and the sugar and get that portion ready now. So she's gonna measure 2 cups of the strawberries into our measuring pitcher here, and then she'll add it and then the 4 cups of sugar together and stir it to get it prepared for making our jam. So there's our 4th cup. And so EA is gonna stir that together until your sugar is well blended into the strawberries. And while she is doing that, I want you to come over here with me, and I'm going to show you the other step to making the strawberry jam. I already have 3/4 of a cup of water in my little pot here, and so then I'm going to take 1 packet of the Sure-Gel and add to it. Okay, just like that. So I can stir this together. And so what we want to do with this, we just want to bring it to a boil, and we do need to stir it constantly. And then once it's boiling, we continue to stir it for 1 minute. Once EA blends the sugar and the strawberries very well, then that bowl needs to sit for about 10 minutes. So while that is sitting, you have time to put your Sure-Gel together, your pectin that you want to add to the jam. So time-wise, it works out just about perfectly for you to get this going and have it at the right stage when the strawberries and sugar are ready. Okay, and this is just starting to boil. You can start to see a few little bubbles coming up. So we're going to let it go about another minute while it continues to boil. So I'm going to turn this off. Okay, so it's time to add the Sure-Gel to the strawberries. I'm going to add it, and EA is going to do the stirring, and you have to stir it for 3 minutes. It just needs to be blended really well. Okay, and so I've got our timer set. So she's gonna continue to stir, and I'm gonna show you our containers. You can really use whatever kind of container you want. If you want to use the little glass jam and jelly jars, you can do that. I've got some little plastic containers that I like to use. The lids screw on. Just remember that with any container you use, these are going to go in the freezer, so you want to leave a little room for expansion. So don't fill them completely to the top. Leave a little space at the top, whether you're using glass or plastic, either one. So I've got our containers washed and ready here. So after our 3 minutes of stirring, it will be time to just put our jam into our containers. And once you do that, the containers need to actually sit out at room temperature for 24 hours. So you don't put them in your refrigerator and you don't put them in the freezer for 24 hours. That just lets the jam complete the process. Okay, thanks EA. She's got it all stirred up for us. So I'm just gonna dish it out into our containers. And I'll let you see that here. It's pretty simple. I just use a measuring spoon or a measuring cup. Makes it a little bit easier. Just kind of scoop that bottom off so it doesn't drip as much. Okay. Okay, and that's about how much you want to fill it. That way you've got that room at the top for it to expand in the freezer. This is going to be so good. It's really better than anything you can buy in the store. Just make it yourself. It really doesn't take long. And then it's so nice because all year long, you can just go to your freezer and grab out some jam that you made fresh when strawberries were in season. All right, our jam is done and it's time to taste test it. And I've got a couple special guests for our taste testing today. We have Bentley and Riley Ann. Ready? Taste it and see what you think. Is it good, bad, Is
it delicious?
Both.
What do you think?
I want to try it again.
You want to try it again? I think we got a thumbs up. Okay, EA. So tell everybody out there, how hard is it to make strawberry jam?
Super hard. No, I'm just kidding. It's super easy. Anybody can do it and it doesn't take that much time.
Okay, you heard it from her and you've heard it from me. So give it a try. It's really simple. Just takes a few minutes in the kitchen. The hardest part about it is getting your strawberries washed and ready. That's really the hardest part about it. So give it a try and have your own fresh strawberry jam straight from your freezer all year long. Okay, so thanks for joining me today on Mary Catherine's Table. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. So go make you some strawberry jam today. If you like what you've seen, I hope you'll think about subscribing to Mary Catherine's Table. Thanks for joining, everyone. See you next time.